Okay, guys, want to do a brief little review on one of my favorite newer Harbor Freight products. It's their Braun work light, LED work light. It's rechargeable and it's the flex head thing. It's got a really nice magnetic base. It swivels. The part number is 63958, maybe. And again, it's the Braun. It uses a LiPo battery in the handle, and it uses a micro USB to charge, which is kind of convenient. I actually installed an outlet in above my workbench that has some USB jammers in it. I actually noticed that Harbor Freight sells these now, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, to make it easier not to have the block or the brick or whatever you want to call it, I just put one of those in. You can see I have another work light there, and it just uses a standard micro USB cord and charges via this input here, which also lights up to tell you when it's charged and when it's not. So without burning your eyes, the switch activates high mode. Hit it again, it's like low mode, and then it has the light at the tip here if you want a little more accurate or aimability. So it's really nice light. It actually feels like a quality light. It is a little more on the pricey side. I think it was 29 bucks or something like that. I had a really hard time finding these when they first came out, and there was like a huge demand for them. I actually had some IOUs in at a store a couple times and ended up buying a few when they got them in. So they are pretty popular. They seem to be able to get them in stock fairly regularly now. But again, it is a pretty popular light. I really like it. Now, the only downfall with mine is, the only con I should say, is the battery life isn't the greatest. I guess if you're running it full blast, you might get like a half an hour, 45 minutes out of it. So it is better to have more than one. But also I noticed on mine, and maybe it's just mine, when the battery does get low, if you have it on and you like move it around or like drop it or like it clicks onto something, the light dims or sometimes goes out. I'm not sure if that's like a defect in mine. I gave the other one that I had to my dad, so I don't really have another one to compare it to at the moment. But yeah, I mean, when the battery's full, it doesn't seem to really have the problem as much as it does when it kind of gets low. So, I'm not really sure. But needless to say, I've had this thing probably 6 months now, and I use it all the time out in the garage, and I really like it. Probably should end up buying a new one. Just to have a second one as a spare, just because they're really convenient. The fact that it's magnetic at the bottom, and then this pivots both ways, and it actually swivels too. So it's a really nice light. It's a really nice product. Again, it is a little bit on the expensive side as far as a shop light goes, but at the end of the day, it's not the same price as a Snap-on or the Mac one that I've used also. So you have to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. Yeah, this might be 40 bucks, 35 bucks. I'm not exactly sure what the going rate is nowadays, but Snap-on or Mac or Matco isn't going to give you a 20% off coupon. So I definitely recommend this. Again, it is the flexible work light by Braun, their in-house name. Works great. It's actually all aluminum body here. The light bar itself is plastic. So, for the most part, it's pretty durable. I mean, you're obviously not going to spike it off onto the floor, but this has fallen on the garage floor a couple times and survived. So, again, it is what I believe 63958, the product number. and I think it's 390 lumens if I remember. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I haven't had the package since I got it, but it is a great light. Charges via USB. I can actually show you that really quickly. Again, this little rubber piece will fold back, and you plug it in like such. And it will charge red until it's ready to go. And at which point it will turn green and trap is clean. So, yeah, guys, I totally recommend this. I'm sure most of you guys have already seen this and already use it and are probably already own multiples of these. But in my opinion, they totally knocked it out of the park with this one. I've had a whole bunch of other work lights, and I still do. I actually have this one by Milwaukee, which is probably $20 more expensive than this one. And the magnet on this one is terrible. The chargeability, or the last of charge, probably even less than this one. So, I mean, I don't know if you can compare these two. I use them both pretty well. This one is, I mean, not that we're reviewing this one, but I don't like using this one because the magnet sucks. This one, the magnet is super tough, and you know, I have no problem sticking that onto something and having it stay. And it's cool because the magnet's super tough, and then when it's on something, you could pivot the head depending on where you need it. So definitely like this Braun one a lot, and I'm eventually going to get another one just because you know, I could have one charging while I'm using the other one. So again, Braun work light by Harbor Freight, awesome light. Definitely recommend it. I would pick one up if you're thinking about it, just because they're super cool. They work great, and definitely shoots a lot of light out there for you when you're working in the garage. But yeah, definitely recommend it. Pick one up, and I'll find something else that I got here from Harbor Freight that we can review, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.